let that go. I am so touched and honored that so many of you came out today. It's a beautiful, gorgeous, frankly, very hot summer day, as you can tell by the way I'm sweating. I gotta take it off. Okay. This has been a very rough couple of weeks for all of us. We know what happened on that fateful day in June in New Hampshire. And before we get the rally officially kicked off, I would like to ask Manny Ribeiro. He is the president of the JarHeads Motorcycle Club. He is a Marine, a proud veteran, a great American. He was there with his fellow brothers and sisters on that fateful motorcycle ride. He was a witness. You heard him on my show. It brought literally half this city to tears when he talked about what he witnessed on that day. It brought the country to tears, you're right. It really did. And so I'd like to have Manny come up beside me and list the names of the 7 fallen. And after he does that, I ask all of you, please, out of respect for their memory, let us do something. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get political, but I got to get political. That Charlie Baker didn't do, and that Stephanie Pollock didn't do, and that the corrupt politicians in this state didn't do, which is to honor a moment of silence. So please, he will be speaking later, but here is Manny Rubino. Please, Manny, if you could list their names again, please.
Simplify. First off, I can't say thank you enough. On behalf of my club, the JarHeads Motorcycle Club, we're just a small bunch of guys trying to do a little something. Clearly we're not. Thank you for that. This is amazing. This is amazing. It's good to know that in this state of Massachusetts, there's still good people. And thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. On behalf of this guy standing behind me, and everybody in Foxborough, if you don't know about it, there's a celebration of life for my 7 loved ones that passed away. Today at noontime in Foxborough, parking lot 10. We got military trucks, we got food, we got tables, everything. Gillette Stadium, parking lot 10. The 7 people who passed away that day. Member Aaron Perry, road name Stitches. His girlfriend Desma Oaks, both mid-40s. Long-time member. Personal friend, Danny Pereira, Rhode Island. Mike Frizzoli, Plymouth Police Department, 25 plus years in Plymouth, serving this Commonwealth. Retired. Farazi, I apologize. Matt, I'm sorry. His son is right here. I apologize for that. Served this state and this country. Is no longer with us today. Matt, why don't you come up here too? This is Matt. This is Mike's son, Matt. Ed and Joanne Core, husband and wife, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle to many people. No longer with us. And Al Maza, former president, one of the founding fathers of our club, alongside me, and actually these 4 gentlemen behind me were also with me when we started this thing. And Al's no longer with us. Please give them a moment of silence. Thank you all for coming. I hope you all can enjoy the day. I hope you all can be part of our celebration in Foxborough. It's going to be an amazing day. We are blown away by the support and the love. I want to thank you. Thank you if you've donated, if you're here today, just thank you. On behalf of the JarHeads, Jeff, thank you for all that you're doing. Let's keep this thing rolling.
My stomping ground, as I like to put it, at Gillette. It's going to start at noon. It's going to go all the way till 5 o'clock. I will definitely be there. And I am not worried. And I'll tell you why I'm not worried. Not only do I got these great Marines and vets behind me, but I've got this guy, Gunner. Gunner beside me. He's every event I do, he's always providing my security. I love this guy. He says he'll take a bullet for me. Russell Hutchinson is another one. Please, let's give him a big round of applause. Cassandra, right here. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Okay, my friends, our first speaker today, by the way, I just got to say this, to Suffolk County DA Rachel Rollins. Look at how peaceful, decent, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens hold a rally. You don't see us blocking streets. You don't see us damaging private property. You don't see us making a pain in an ass of ourselves. But, as I like to say, let that go. All right, joining me now, I cannot tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to have gotten to know this man. He is part of the greatest of the great, the bravest of the brave, our Marines, our military vets, our boys and girls who have put their lives on the line for us again and again and again. Manny Ribeiro, he's a longtime Marine, president of the JarHeads Motorcycle Club. He wants to speak to you today from the heart. So please, let's give him another extremely warm Kuhner Country welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. At the risk of my club being dragged into something I don't want to be, I want to make sure that you all understand that this is a very important message we're trying to send here today. Not only did we lose 7 of our loved ones, but it's the collateral damage left behind by someone's incompetence or someone's dereliction of duty, as we like to say in the military. If anywhere else in the world or anywhere else in this country, if any one of you is dereliction of duty in your job, you're fired. You're fired. Right? I'm not going to get into all that, but I will not accept and I will not stand by and I will not ever let those people die for no reason. There has to be accountability. Somebody has to be accountable. Somebody. It's one thing, accidents happen all the time. Accidents happen all the time. This was no accident. This was 100% avoidable. 100%. 3 to 4 years ago, this was avoidable. So this goes back a long way. Please don't forget the collateral damage left behind. You know, the 31-year-old who's now head of her family, the 18-year-old who just graduated high school who doesn't have a mother anymore. You know, the wife who's sitting at home all by herself, her husband's not coming home. Please don't forget the collateral damage. Keep the support going. Hold people accountable. Do your due diligence when it comes time to elect these officials and make sure they're actually working for us, right? Let's cut through all the rhetoric and all the crap and just do what we're supposed to do and do what we've asked you to do by electing you as an official, and that's work for us. We don't work for you. You work for us. Please don't let my 7 loved ones have died in vain. Please. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. Whatever we got to do, just end this so it doesn't happen again and someone else isn't standing here next year, 2 years, 5 years from now saying the same thing, that 5 or 6 or 7 of them loved ones died. Look around. Look around beside, look left and right. Look left and right, and then take the first 7 people you see and wipe them off the face of the earth, because that's what happened to me on that day. My wife and I were on that second bike in line. The people that survived that are broken. Okay, just because we're here, just because I'm here, I can walk. I was able to walk away from that accident. It doesn't mean I'm not broken. My wife is broken. There's people that survived that are broken. My other members that weren't there for, by the grace of God, they were late for whatever reason, they're broken because their loved ones are gone. That's collateral damage. That's what they're responsible for. Ultimately, they're responsible for the whole thing. But don't forget about the collateral damage, the people left behind. Because this could be any one of you standing out here today. Any one of you could be in the same situation. You know, I see a lot of clubs here, Nam Nights, you guys, you know, you're a big club. You could lose 7 guys in a heartbeat because someone didn't have a license or shouldn't have had a license or shouldn't even have been here, more importantly. So, please, thank you. I hope you all can enjoy the day. I hope you all come to Foxborough with me. Thank you, Jeff. Everything you're doing, thank you.
My pleasure. Really my pleasure. Well, by the way, that's a good question. Where is Brittany? There's Brittany. Come on up, Brittany. Here is the power behind the throne. Did you come here with your boyfriend on his bike? Yeah?
Yes, I did. Thanks everyone for coming. I love all the motorcycles that are here. That's awesome.
So she came here with her wonderful boyfriend. I don't want to single him out because he's shy and she doesn't like it when I do that. But apparently they came on his motorbike. She's riding in the back. So, but believe me, she's always in charge. She's always in charge. Thank you, Brittany, for coming. I appreciate it. Okay, my friends, I'm not going to keep you here too much longer. They have a very big commemoration service to get to in Foxborough, Gillette. But let me just say this, because a couple of words now need to be said. And I want to stipulate this, and I think Turtle Boy was dead on. I see a few cameras, but you mark my words. Much of the fake news establishment media is going to try to do everything in their power
Jeff,
to black out the rally today.
Camera's right here, Jeff. Right here, folks. I'm shooting for you.
Exactly.
Right
On social media, this is going to be broadcast, and we're going to send this everywhere.
It's going worldwide, folks.
But this needs to be said for the record. What I'm going to say right now has nothing to do with these great warriors behind me. They speak for themselves, okay? They put their life on the line for this country. They don't care if the president is Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal, right or left. When their country calls, they go. I'm speaking now for me. These are my words, and I take ownership of these words. If we wanted revenge, as some of the liberals are now attacking us, saying that this is a lynch mob, if you can believe it, we wouldn't be saying justice for the fallen 7. Do you know what we'd be saying? Blood for blood. We'd be saying 7 dead for 7 dead. But we're not saying that. What we are saying is something much more decent, much more honorable, and much more moral than that. What we want is government accountability. And what we want is to do honor and justice to those 7 men and women who died on that fateful day. And I've got to ask you this. And to the some of the media that are covering this. And I know Baker is watching because he's nervous. He's nervous. And I know, as I like to call her, the lady with the $1,000 golden toilet, Stephanie Pollock. I swear to God, you couldn't make this up. This woman, on our taxpayer dollars, literally, you can look it up, renovated her personal bathroom in her work office, $100,000. And I'm asking myself, how do you spend $100,000 on a little bathroom? Like what is the toilet made out of gold? Like really? So if there were 7 gold toilets on those motorcycles that day, she would give more of a damn than those 7 Marines. And let me say something else. And we know this. And I'm stating the obvious. One resignation? One resignation. It's worth 7 lives? You think that's justice? You think that's accountability? You think that's doing the right thing? Their very response is an insult. It is a sign of their corruption. It is a sign of their arrogance. It is a sign of their hubris and their pride. And I've got a message for them. You see what you see here? This is the opening spark of a political revolution. Of a political revolution that says we are going to take our streets back, we are going to take our communities back, and we are going to take our state back. If there were 7 illegal aliens who were driving motorcycles in Randolph, New Hampshire, and if the media won't have the guts to say it, I'll say it. If some heroin addict / crackhead, and that's what he was, mowed them down like dogs on the street, you would see Antifa and left-wing social justice warriors and the Boston Globe and Channel 4 and Channel 5 and Channel 7 and Channel 10, all of them, NPR, Baker would be crying his crocodile tears for illegal immigrants. But when it comes to 5 Marines, wife and a girlfriend, American citizens, proud, brave patriots, as the Italians go, blank off. That's what they think of them. Not when Jeff Kuhner has breath in his lungs and blood in his veins. My friends, you need to know this. And everybody in this state needs to know this. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon. It was summer. It was the beginning of the weekend. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. They were driving for a blessing of the motorcycles. Motorcycle clubs from all over New England. What was their sin? What was their great crime? That they served their country? That they were on the roads, our roads that we pay for, on their bikes, minding their own business, going to a peaceful event, a patriotic event, and then like a bat out of hell, here is this guy, a Ukrainian, Volodymyr Zhukovsky. My parents are from Eastern Europe. He says I say that well. Comes with practice. But let that go.
Let it go, baby.
And he's flying on the road. And he's pulling a tractor trailer. And according to witnesses, multiple witnesses, he crosses the double yellow line. He loses control of the tractor trailer. It happened within 2 seconds, like this. Those men and women, our boys and girls, they didn't have a chance. They were slaughtered instantaneously. Others were injured. Manny was there by the grace of God, and to this day, and I'm telling you, he's too proud to say it. He's a Marine. They bear it. He's never going to live this down. Because I'll tell you what's going to haunt him, and I'll tell you what haunts him now. Why them and not me? Why did they die? Why did my brothers and sisters die, but I get to live? And behind him was his wonderful, faithful wife. And by the grace of God, she wasn't killed either. And then we find out this guy was on a green card. And not only was he on a green card, he was arrested in Texas 5 years before for burglarizing a Home Depot. He went to jail. And then not only did he go to jail, he was arrested for cocaine and heroin possession. He had arrest after arrest after arrest. And after they also found out they arrested him for an OUI. Now let me tell you something. As a former green card holder myself, as a legal immigrant to this country from Canada, thank you. As a naturalized American, and this is the God's honest truth, and I'm challenging the entire media. Confront me on this point, I dare you. The green card stipulates clearly, you're arrested for one crime. You commit one crime, you're out. And you want to know even the bigger atrocity. And you know, since we're talking about Ukrainians now, sick, deranged Ukrainians. Let me throw in another Ukrainian expression. From Ukrainian Nikita Khrushchev, the former premier of the Soviet Union. At the UN, he said, the bone in my throat, I can't swallow it. You want to know what the bone in my throat is? 4 weeks before that fateful accident, Volodymyr Zhukovsky, the Ukrainian party animal, was arrested in a Connecticut Walmart parking lot for another OUI. And then the next day, the Connecticut DMV didn't just send an electronic notification, they sent a manual paper notification to the RMV saying it's his second OUI. His commercial driver's license should be revoked immediately. And you know what happened? It sat there for 4 freaking weeks. And then we find out there were tens of thousands of other notifications sitting there for over a year in 53 bins. If nobody has the guts to say it, I'm going to say it. The RMV has blood on its hands. They have American blood on its hands. Stephanie Pollock has blood on her hands. And yes, Chicken Charlie Faker, has blood on his hands. And I'll tell you the worst part of it all. Had they done their job, those 7 men and women would be alive today. And what is most sickening of all, and the media knows this and they're covering up for Baker because they got him on a puppet string, okay? The Leo says, how high? jump, and he says, how high? You know what Baker is? He is House Speaker Bob DeLeo's eunuch. They castrated his you-know-what. When the news broke that it was his RMV that was involved in criminal neglect and directly responsible for the death of 7 Marines and the girlfriend and the spouse, he, as Turtle Boy pointed out, was in London at a quote-unquote global warming conference. But here's the worst part. He comes back. Oh, the peasants are restless now. It's a national story. The vets are angry. Motorcyclists are angry. Citizens are outraged. We need a sacrificial lamb. What are we going to do? We got to damage control. We got to spin this. So they throw Erin Devaney, not even under the bus. They give her a freaking a pension. They have her resign, keeps her pension. Makes $143,000 a year to do nothing. Okay? He is at the press conference. Beside him is Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito, and to his right is none other than the lady with the golden toilet, Stephanie Pollock. Listen to this. Listen to this. Even the reporters were shocked. Baker, before the lights come on, is laughing, chuckling, giggling, high-fiving. How was London? How was the game? How were the Red Sox and Yankees? Hey, Charlie. Hey, no, you. What's so funny? This is a laughing matter for you? You think this is funny? It's worse than no class. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Because for us, they look at us as a bunch of expedient suckers. They're there to take our tax money, and for them to get fatter and fatter, richer and richer, more powerful and more powerful. Well, I got news now for these hacks here at Beacon Hill behind me. And I got news for Baker and for Pollock. Your days are coming to an end. We don't work for you. You work for us. And so here is now what we are demanding. What Jeff Kuhner is demanding. And nothing less now will satisfy us. We want a thorough house cleaning of the RMV. Everybody involved in that scandal, with those 53 bins, with looking the other way, needs to be not resigned, but fired. No pensions whatsoever. We want something else. We want a real independent audit of the RMV. Because we want to know what they're trying to hide from us and the American people. How many illegal aliens are driving on our roads who have no business being on our roads? Stephanie Pollock must go. And to Charlie Baker, if you had any honor, if you had any integrity, if you had a shed of decency, a shred of it, or patriotism, you would resign. Instead, he's walking around saying he's got the third term in a bag. Chicken Charlie, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Because I'm telling you, the voters are here, and we're mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore. Baker needs to go. Okay, my friends, let me just conclude by saying this. I'm going to be heading off after this rally. I want to shake many of your hands, and I want to thank you again for coming here. I'm going to head off to Gillette, to Foxborough, memorial services for the fallen 7. This guy beside me and his brothers behind him made a sacred pledge that they would defend and protect all of us. And on that fateful day, they were betrayed. They were betrayed by our venal, corrupt political elites. But I want them to know, and I want all of you to know, that we will never betray you. That they were there for us, and now it's time for us to be there for them. And so today, we will pledge our honor, our fortunes, our lives if we need be, that we will demand justice for the fallen 7. And that no matter that they're gone, and we know they're at a better place now in heaven, from me and all of us to them and their families, we love you, we honor you, and we will never forget you. For all of you, and especially for these wonderful men behind me, may God bless you, and may God bless the greatest country in the history of the world, the United States of America. Thank you so much for coming. USA, 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 USA. Say very quickly, corner country, you never disappoint. Honestly, it's a hot day, it's a warm day, it's a summer day. You came out in such big numbers. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please drive safely, get home safe, and remember, we will never give up. God bless you. Bye-bye.
I just want to say one more thing. I know I talked to a state trooper out there. All I'm asking is that you get myself and the green pickup truck and all these motorcycles out to the highway so we can get to Foxborough. We would really appreciate it. Thank you for being here and doing the details, all of you. We appreciate you. We respect you. Thank you, thank you. Be safe. I'll see you in Foxborough.